This is Mr. Thompson Science Biology. This is the structure of DNA. DNA has a shape to it. From what you can see here, this is a kind of a corkscrew spiral shape. It is called a double helix. So DNA, a deoxyribonucleic acid, is a long molecule in the shape of a double helix. The double helix looks like a ladder that has been twisted. You've got the outside rails, and then you have these steps or rungs that go across it. And there are 10 nucleotide pairs in each rotation of the helix. So one complete rotation of the spiral has 10 rungs or 10 nucleotide pairs. The nucleotide pairs are what make up the rungs or the steps of the ladder. The parts of a nucleotide, we're going to start with the 3 parts. So you have 1, 2, 3 parts. And we'll start out here. This is the phosphate group. The phosphate group is a phosphorus with 4 oxygens. Then moving in, you have a 5-carbon sugar. In the case of DNA, it is deoxyribose. And then the next part are the nitrogenous bases. And the nitrogenous bases for DNA are adenine, thymine, cytosine, and guanine. The backbone of the DNA strand is made of sugar and phosphate. And this is the outside part, the part that does the twisting. It's not the steps in the middle, but the outside part. And when you look at it, the sugar and the phosphate have a strong bond. There's a weak bond in the middle between the nitrogenous bases. Then you have a strong bond in between with the sugar and phosphates, making DNA fairly strong. The 2 sides of the double helix go in opposite directions. If you see here, we start with a sugar, then a phosphate, sugar, phosphate, sugar, phosphate, sugar, phosphate. We go on the other side, we're going to do phosphate, sugar, phosphate, sugar, phosphate, sugar, because they are going in the opposite direction. And when they go in the opposite direction, that is called anti-parallel. The nucleotides pair in a certain order. So we've got adenine matching with thymine, and we have cytosine matching with guanine all the time. The shortcut method of saying that is A equals T and C equals G. And when you're dealing with DNA, that's all it is. So there's your adenine in the pink. You have thymine in the yellow. You have guanine as green. You have cytosine as blue. And then we have our phosphate and 5-carbon sugar deoxyribose going down one side, and we have it coming the other direction on the other side, going anti-parallel. And this was a lecture from Mr. Thompson Science Biology on the structure of DNA.